Welcome to the channel. My name is Flack, and as you know, these TCG card shop simulator games have really started to take off recently. I've been playing TCG card shop sim for a while now. I had to restart my account, but this got me in the mood, and this got me thinking, could I start my own trading card store and make it profitable? Just like in the game, we're gonna start with $1,000. There are some things that I'm gonna need to figure out beforehand, like what kind of cards I want to buy. I'm really leaning towards Pokemon, maybe One Piece. I'm not really into the sports side of things, but those are the ones that I'm really like leaning towards. Pokemon, One Piece. There are a couple others that I've been looking at. There are things I'm going to need to think of before I even start buying cards, and that is, one, I need to set up an eBay store. I know it doesn't cost a lot, but there's a lot of time that goes into that. I want to make it look professional. I want to make it look branded. And I want to do my research about how I'm going to buy and sell cards. So the first thing I want to look into, obviously, is getting that eBay store set up and then which cards I want to buy. I want to do a little bit of market research, find out the best cards from what packs I want to buy. And then I also want to find out which cards are worth being graded. Right now, I could take cards down to GameStop, anybody can actually, and get them PSA graded. Obviously, that's only going to be for the super expensive cards. Paying $15 to get a $30 card PSA'd, have it come back as maybe $30 or $20, depending on the grade, not really worth it. So we're going to be looking at cards that could possibly be worth over $100 or more. We're also going to have to buy penny sleeves. We're going to have to buy card savers. We're going to have to buy holders, all of this stuff to make it look good when we present the card for sale or auction on eBay. With that being said, I did a little bit of digging, and I cannot believe what I found going through some of my old stuff from when I was a kid. Take a look at this. I have found myself a 2-box set of the Pro Set Series 2 from 1990 and 1991, laying around in a bin from when I was a kid. Now, I really wasn't into football at all. That's why I don't think these things were ever opened. They're still in the cellophane, as you can see. I don't think... I never really was into football. I was a baseball guy. I had tons of baseball cards, and they were amazing to me. My baseball cards saw a lot. I had binders full of them. The football cards, I kind of just set them aside when my grandparents or someone bought them for me for a holiday. Never opened them. Can't believe they survived until now. I'm really excited. There are a lot of hits in these series that could be worth a lot of money. So tonight, I'm going to crack these packs open, go through them, see which one of them could possibly bring in some money. This is gonna be my like little tester in the water, and I'll use this as kind of like a buffer for that $1,000 entry level tag that we're going for. I'm not going to go through them just yet and see like what is worth anything. I'm gonna crack them all. I'm gonna show you. I'll crack them. I will, if I see one of the ones I know for sure are gonna hit, I'm going to probably be elated. And after I'm done cracking those, I will go through off camera and come back and tell you some of what are the findings. If you see something that you know is a hit, let me know. Shout that out first in there. Also, this is going to be a series on this channel, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow my year-long journey in the trading card series stores. I'm really hoping I can find good deals on booster packs. I'm really hoping I can find... I have another little thing that I'm not really quite ready to jump into yet because I don't want to spoil it or whatever, but I have a way to hopefully get some graded good cards to turn around and sell. So I will get into that, and it's something you can do as well at home. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. We'll see if we can make it profitable. What do you think? Do you at home run one of these stores? Have you ever thought about it? And maybe this will be your motivation to kind of get up and do it yourself. Make yourself an eBay store, rip some packs. I've also had some people approach me while buying packs at the store from the kiosks. And he's like, hey man, I have some unopened booster packs. Would you be interested to buy them below cost? I'm like, yeah, but you know, kind of sketchy, but you know, whatever if they're legit. And I also got one of these. It's a Sizer from Obsidian Flames, and it's a pretty good hit if it checks out. This is one of the ones that probably would have it graded. It looks like it's going to be, through past sales in the past couple months on eBay, $125, $130 card. So that's pretty good. It's a good card. It looks nice. Hollow. Yeah. So hopefully I can get that thing up and get it up there and graded. I don't know if I'm going to include this in my store because it was just before I decided to start the process, and I didn't really include that into my $1,000 entry. But we'll see. Tune into the live streams. We'll live stream pack open all of these. We will live stream go into the eBay store, see how much we're making, see how much we've spent, keep track of all that stuff. After I'm done doing that, obviously I'll edit down for YouTube videos as well. So if you're not into live streaming, you can always tune in to the series. I'll probably do weekly updates. I probably won't do daily updates. I'll probably keep it weekly. Maybe how many cards we've sold over the week, listings that we're putting up, and we'll do pack pullings throughout the week. Also, we'll be playing TCG Card Shop Sim. I am on the path to complete this series, so we're 832 out of 1332 on this one. And the Destiny series, we are 538. I had to start over because of a save issue. So I don't have any of my ghosts in here, but I do have, these are my ghost cards that I have so far. The Royal Llama, the Kitegu, Ryozine, and those ones. So I got my thing set up here. Over here I have all my money cards. This card is like, oh, put it in my binder. $1,200 card. Not that much, but still, anything over 1,000 I'll probably end up putting in this one. And yeah, so let's see here. We got that one. We got the Destiny one. I think this one is over 1,000 as well. Yeah, 1,500. So any cards over $1,000 we'll probably keep there, as well as trying to complete binder. So without further ado, let's get into pulling some of these Pro Set Series 1990, 1991 sets. Okay, we're gonna rip the 1990 series first. We're gonna, oh my god, this smells like my childhood. Holy cow. That's crazy. How nostalgic it even smells. As you can see, hasn't even been opened. Probably been sitting in my closet when I was a kid forever. Crazy. This smells like the 90s. 100%. If you had to jump in a time machine, that would do it right there. 36. There's 36 packs here. So as you can see there, my dumbass went and hit the equalizer on my microphone and totally muted out everything from the pull. So instead of showing you the pulls, I figured it best anyways, seeing all that happened, to give you guys the best of the best pulls from these sets, and then tell you what I'm interested in about them. There are a few. There's one card that I'm super interested in, and we'll get into that one here in a bit. I want to go ahead and go through on these cards that I pulled right here and kind of break down why I think they're good pulls, their sales, and everything. So let's get into that really quick and then end the video. So the first one up here is we're going to start with the 1990s and work our way to the 91s. This one right here is a out of the 1991 Pro set, and this would be Mr. Al Davis. So any of you Raiders Nation out there know exactly who Al Davis is. They threatened to take away the Raiders way back when. It finally happened. Being a long-time Seahawks fan and Raiders being our arch nemesis, haha. So I think this one's just kind of funny, as along the lines of being a Seahawks fan and Raiders fan. And actually, there is this is actually a decent card. This card, if rated, now these cards, there's a lot of cards that didn't make it into the running because they weren't, they wouldn't have been PSA 10 qualified. For instance, here we have this 91 Fleer set up here. All these cards would have been good cards. We have Troy Aikman, Steve Young, Dan Marino, Joe Montana, Bo Jackson. These cards, well-known names. And if these cards were PSA 10 eligible, these would pull in a lot of money. But because we are only interested really in that PSA 10 price point, we're only going to be looking at those kind of cards. So as you can see here, these cards, they all are like off center. I don't know if you can see that really well, but they're kind of off center with their cut. You see how over here it's leaning more towards the right, or it's leaning more towards the left. The right is a big open there. The card is clean. It is a clean card. The edges are clean. The corners are sharp. It's just, unfortunately, I don't think it makes the cut there with that centering off there. Same here with this Steve Young. The Dan Marino, that's like a $200 card on in the sales history. So yeah, unfortunately that one is way off. You can tell very clearly on that one. The cut is off, the centering is off on that. There's no way in hell that would make it to a 10. So unfortunately, Marino, you go in the knock pile. Again with this Joe Montana, just ever so slightly towards the top. Like you can see that if I hold it back here, you can see how it's way off on the top, and the bottom is cut very short there. Unfortunately, that would probably disqualify it for a 10 as well. Same with the Bo Jackson. This would be a very highly rated card. As you can see, same thing. It's just kind of off, down, angled to the left, and left it there. The Steve Young, it didn't look very off to me. You could just tell slightly by eyeballing it that this card is kind of off to the side a little. These 91 Fleers, I understand, have a very high miscut rate. Some of them more than others. I actually opened one pack and they were all like almost completely off the side. The white was almost cut all the way on them. So I guess that is a commonality. It's very common with those. So we'll only be looking at cards that very sharp edges, crisp edges, good sides. As you can see there in penny sleeves, and in card savers. So very, very well taken care of here until we figure out what we're going to do with them. As you can see here, the back, very nice and crisp. Yeah, this is pulled like 60 bucks or PSA 10 on in recent sales. So very, very, very interested. Like I said, I would love to get just a Seahawks fan, just, you know, be able to see that. Next up here is this 1990 Pro Set Barry Sanders Pro Bowl. It doesn't pull in a lot of money. If it is a 10, it would hit around the $60 range. Barry is a very, very well-known name. Even at $60, the cut looks centered. It's good around the edges. You know, it looks like it could qualify for a 10. Of course, I'm not an expert by any means, but just going basically off of their guidelines, what they say, you know, they'd have to get it under the microscope and be able to say 100% for sure. But I would say that from looking at this definitely would be a contender. So this is one that I might think about putting up there along with the Al Davis, you know, $60 price point. And then also we got 2 of these Emmitt Smith rookie cards. And I was surprised to see how good these looked together in the same box. The edges are good, clean, corners crisp. The centering on both look very, very good. Yeah, top to bottom, it looks very, very clean. And these pull about 130 on eBay auction history. So I think putting both out and maybe hopefully snagging one would be a dub, be a huge dub. And so I pulled those ones aside as well. Next up, one that I was surprised to find in the Fleer Provisions box, a Mike Singletary. So this is a Mike Singletary Provisions 4 of 10 card, and it looks amazing. The cut is very, very close. I think it would meet. It's not as extreme as the other ones. So I don't know. I'm very, very tossed between sending this card in. There's actually a PSA 10 running for this Mike Singletary card. Has a history of upwards of like $200. So it feeds to a lot of demographics. The old guard for football, Chicago, very, very huge, prolific name in football history, and you know, the Bears. And I think that if this went to a 10, it would sell fast, and it would sell for a bit. Corners all good. The only thing is it's just slightly, I can just tell it's just slightly off. Not as much as the other ones, but just slightly. I don't know. There is a wiggle room in the PSA guidelines for a 10. So that's what we would run into with that. Same thing here with this Barry Sanders. This Barry Sanders Fleer, the cut is almost looks perfect to me. If I could compare it to any of the other Fleer sets that I got, this one is like almost dead nuts on center there. If you look at that there, you can tell that one's pretty much as good as you're gonna get. And a PSA 10 Barry Sanders 1991 Fleer has an auction history of like upwards of like $100. So that would be another good hit. If we took this one in, got it graded, came back as a 10, that would be beautiful. Next up we have this Bo Bo knows. Um, the centering is along the lines of the Mike Singletary. It's very, very close. It is a lot cleaner than the other ones that we had to get rid of. Um, corners are straight. Bo is a very easy name in the industry, very sellable. Everybody knows Bo, especially all you Tecmo bullheads out there. You couldn't stop him. You had to ban him from gameplay because it was just no fun. Bo had a very good career. It's a very good-looking card as far as the art and everything. And Fleer is not really known, as you can tell from just looking at this. It is not. It's kind of bland. It's just a bland cutout and background there. Of course, it's not gonna. So, you know, these have easily fetched up to $140, $150. So it would be an easy sell to get this. If you got it at a 10, it would be amazing. Next up is this last one in the Fleer set. So this one, I think, by looking at it, if you can tell right away, this is a little off kiltered here. Now, the only reason why I pulled this one out is because this card, Andre Rison, huge name in NFL. If anybody remembers back in the day, him and Left Eye from TLC. Was it Left Eye? I believe it was. Anyways, long time ago, irregardless. His relationship with her, his mansion burned down, everything like that. He was a very, very controversial person in the league, but a very good player. Backed it up with this play. This card, interestingly enough, pulls. It's only ever had one auction. It only has one PSA 10 in the population. There's only a 1 of 1. So my main reason for pulling this out is because how amazing would it be to have a 1 of 2? I think the only auction ever to have one of these cards of Andre Rison went for $100. It's a 1 of 1. So I just think that this, if this is within the guidelines, like I said, I don't know. The other ones probably wouldn't be worth it. There's a lot of PSA 10s out there, Steve Young's, Troy Aikman's, all that. There's only 1 of 1 for Andre Rison. So I think even taking the chance, and also it's an error card. It's supposed to be marked 411 and it's marked 412. So between the error, between the cut and everything like that, and it being a 1 of 1, I think that would just be amazing to have a 1 of 2 and being able to hold on to that and even sell it. Just be like, hey, I had a 1 of 2 Andre Rison. That would just be great in my eyes, anyways. But I don't know. I'm not sure if it would qualify with that, but I'm still be willing to shoot $15 and take the chance on this one, not necessarily the other ones. Next up, we have the 1991 Pro Set stock, and as you can see here, we pulled 2 of the Barry Sanders cards, and these cards are in great condition considering how old they are when they were pulled. And Barry, as you know, was a very prolific name as well. I think these would be an easy sell if they got up towards the PSA 10 era. It would be around $80 each. So this is one of those ones where I think, you know, maybe if things start slowing down in the shop, get a couple of these up and draw a little bit of attention. Next up, the Brett Favre, very, very high profile name. This is his rookie card for Atlanta, and it would be another very easy sell. Corners, edges all look good. Stamping looks good on the centering. And I think I saw the auctions for these PSA 10s on these Brett Favre's came around to about 160. So easy no-brainer. Very well-known name, very popular, still relevant in football today, even though he's not playing. So I think that would be a good option to send in as well. So yeah, this last one up here, which was actually a surprise to me. This one didn't even come across my radar in any of the other sites that I looked up for chase cards in the Pro Set series. Ricky Watters, very well-known running back from the Bay Area. As you can see here, it looks very, very clean. Corners, edges, everything like that. Centering looks good. If this came back a PSA 10, there would be a price tag on it around maybe like $100. So Hall of Famer, very, well known in the football world. And yeah, I think that would be one of those, and not necessarily one of the ones that I'd want to right away. Maybe we sit on it for a little bit, and if things are slowing down, if we have a little bit extra income, we can throw that one out there and see what we get. So out of all of them, I think Andre Rison is the number one that I'm interested in. Just because that one of two would be amazing. I don't think it would get there because of the cut, the centering, but I just want to take the chance. Like, fuck it, right? Like it's an error. Andre Rison, league leader card. So yeah, that about wraps it up for this video. I'm kind of glad that the ripping got. Man, I'm telling you, yeah. Anyways, I'm kind of glad that got cut off because that could have been a longer, more boring video. I think these cards do hold a little bit of value. Let me know what you think. What would your suggestion be if I was to send one of these cards in first? Which one would you send in and why? I'd be interested to hear from any other collectors, enthusiasts out there on your reasoning, because like I said, I'm just a newbie. So this is going to be my first shop. And actually we have about 4 sales now since the video I had just first did this video. There's been 4 sales. So I need to shout out to the 4 buyers there. I need to go drop those off Tuesday because Monday's a holiday and the post office isn't open. But they're gonna get their cards, and those are the first 4 sales of the shop. So we're up and rolling. And if you want, feel free to take a look at the shop. Link will be in the comments. I also bought, I think, about 144 of the Surging Sparks booster packs. So we're gonna chase that Pikachu and see if we can't get that Pikachu. There's only one PSA 10 in circulation, so I don't know if we would take it, get it graded, or if we would just throw it up and get a few $100s for it as it is. There is one PSA 10 and it is on eBay right now for auction. It is up to about $3,000, I think. So we're gonna do that. Make sure you tune into the live stream. I'll be pulling the packs as soon as I get them. It should be either the day after this video uploads or the day after that. So I'll be pulling everything you see in the store will be pulled live on stream, and I also take those streams and throw them up over on YouTube here. So if you're not into the live stream thing, don't worry about it. Like I said earlier in the video, anything you don't see pulled live on Twitch will be uploaded here. And so yeah, I can't wait to get my first week in and get the check. We have spent about $210 so far out of our... Oh no, actually that doesn't make sense. Okay, so yeah, it's about 40 boosters. Oh no, it'd be a 36 booster pack, sorry. I bought a 36 booster pack, 144. I was trying to buy 144 earlier. for a decent price. So that's right. So I only have a 36 booster pack coming, but it will be here and I will pull them live on stream and hopefully Pikachu. So let me know what cards you think we should send in first. Also, my daughter and I went out the other day and we went to the card machine at the store and we found a fun place to rip that pack. We'll probably be doing a lot of that. My kids are totally into Pokemon and cards and everything like that. So I buy them separate cards that don't get for the shop that aren't included, but whatever. So we'll be doing fun pulls like that. We'll probably go buy some packs from the machine, find a place, secret place to rip them and see what we get. So make sure you tune in for that as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also thank you for being here. You're contributing to my delinquency. And as always, keep on ripping.